Good afternoon. My usual kind of goofy presentation is going to be a little different today. Recently, the FTC and Google and YouTube had a bit of a disagreement. As a result of this disagreement, YouTube entered into a settlement agreement with the FTC. The FTC has, as part of that settlement agreement, the FTC and YouTube have agreed to work together regarding some changes to the Children's Online Privacy Protection Law, which is under the authority of the Federal Trade Commission. YouTube and many creators have been going a little bit off the wall with what does this mean. Some have said it doesn't mean anything. They're not going to go after the individual YouTubers, the creators. Others have said it's terrible. They can shut down the channel. So I read the privacy or the terms and policies of YouTube. The wording on those was pretty clear. I thought there were a couple of things where YouTube did not have definitions, but if you read through the links that they had on examples and things like that, it became fairly clear, I thought. And as a general rule, YouTube wasn't making many changes to their terms and policies, at least not substantive changes. Where the changes did come in where they were working and trying to their best ability to implement the settlement agreement and work with the Federal Trade Commission. That's where things get really strange. As I read it, and as I understand what little there is there that you can get, it is overly broad, vague, and ambiguous. Not only is it those things, it appears to be outside the scope of their authority granted by the United States Congress. Now, the FTC, regarding the COPPA, was granted in 1997 authority to ensure the privacy of persons under the age of 16, and to do this by fostering corporate compliance, that is, to work with corporations to ensure that the privacy of persons under the age of 16 was protected. This was done through a variety of methods, but they all involved parental involvement and parental control. As I read the current changes, this appears to be fairly serious. In a worst case scenario, one of the things I haven't seen anybody address, if the advertisers make a decision that the risk exceeds the benefit in providing advertising to the YouTube format, the revenue would dry up. So while everybody is all worried about, can they shut my channel down? Can they fine me $42,000 per video? Sorry about that. They can't. In fact, what just happened there with a cat would qualify under the new terms, or under the new FTC rules, as possible minor content. There is nothing in the new rules about the protection of a minor's privacy. Nothing. These new rules exceed the scope and breadth of the authority granted by the elected representatives and appear to be a direct attempt at shutting down YouTube and this entire genre of interaction online. This deserves your attention and your time. You can contact the Commerce senators who are responsible for oversight. You can contact your representative in the House. You might even want to make telephone calls to the office of the President. But I think it's important that these contacts are made and that the politicians, who are the only ones that care about votes, the FTC isn't elected. They just have jobs. But if you can get a hold of your representative or your senator or the senators on the Commerce Committee, and they can see exactly how many people are affected, they may be able to put a stop to this faster than a petition or even YouTube, who's pretty much being held over the fire by the FTC. So I'll have more information and more specifics in another video, but right now what you've heard is bad, and it's even worse. The advertisers could decide that it's too risky to advertise and pull out. Semper Fi.